Hi there, this is Janet Gershon-Siegel. I'm the Lonely Writer. This is serious social media help for the independent author. I am a master's degree candidate at Quinnipiac University. This is my capstone project. Today I'm speaking with independent author Andrew Gilmour. So hi Andrew and welcome.
Hi Jen, how are you going?
I'm doing well. How are yourself?
I'm good.
Now, I wanted to talk to Andrew. Andrew's on the other side of the world. And you're upside down, or maybe I am. I'm probably the one who's upside down.
Yeah, well, I like to say that, but who really know? I think everyone's upside down since the center is the gravity is the center of the Earth, so we're all upside down.
Oh, then
Yes.
That probably explains a lot about everybody. So tell me about yourself, specifically how and when you started writing.
I'm an Australian, just so that you guys know, and my family have always been big into reading. We used to go out to camps, and one of the big activities that we did was read, or play card games. So I've been pretty much immersed in that for pretty much my whole life. When I actually started writing, it was about year 2000. I was just left university, and I started was really interested in Dungeons and Dragons, and there was a new MMO release for that, Dungeons and Dragons Online, and I created these characters, and then because it was still pre-release, I wanted to do something with them, so I created a story for them, and it was going to be a 30-part story. It didn't end up that long, but unfortunately now that story is lost with the pre-launch forums. They've gone, so my story is also, and I unfortunately forgot to back it up.
Oh,
that's unfortunate.
Yeah, definitely. So, writing, getting into writing via an RPG, is it a collaborative type of effort, or, do you bounce things off other people? How does that work?
It is definitely a collaborative, because not only is the GM, there's a game master who basically sets the overall tone and structure of whatever doing, but each character also has their own stories and things that they want to do as well. So it's very much I contribute something, GM contributes something, other players contribute something, and we all collaborate together to form an interesting story. So I've also been doing a lot of forum-based role-playing as well. So that's one of my favorite online games, apart from Star Trek Online and maybe Neverwinter, is a really simple web game. Well, it seems very, very simple, but there's a lot more to it underneath. It's called Nation States. And in that I created my own nation. And so I basically had to do all the world building, create the government structures, what kind of people are in this nation, what are their ideals, just what might happen in this world that I'm creating, and that was really the basis for me to actually start writing a book, and I used the basis that I created in this game to create my own non-collaborative, a story that I just want to share.
It's interesting because when you start to make choices about the world that you put your characters into, those make choices down the line. So that if I make a world that is a lot like Australia, let's say, then the world is going to be probably warmer than the one that I'm in, where I live now, which is in Boston, Massachusetts. So, because we get snow in the winter, and I don't think you get quite so much. I don't think it's quite so cold there now, is it?
Well, there are definitely places where it gets snow. Where I live, actually, you just got some snow recently, but
Shows what I know. But it is definitely, there is a different a different expectation of what certain worlds are like, and and we pick and choose from them, to make a world that maybe is marsupial based, let's say, that and to kind of take that and run with it. So one of the things I've found as I've been conducting these interviews is that networking seems to be something that is fairly important to people. The collaboration and also networking, where you work with people or you connect with friends of friends. Are these things important to you? How have they worked for you?
I would definitely say that it's important. Like when I was making my cover, a lot of that was actually collaboration and networking, because I had a friend who helped me out with maybe the font selection, and another friend who helped me with colors choices and other things that really, I had a very specific idea what I wanted the cover to do, but I just simply didn't have the capability to do everything myself. So with that side of it has been very important. I'd like to think that I'm famous in very small circles, so I don't really have a very large network, but and that has also hindered me in terms of just getting my book out there, because not very many people not very many people know me, then they don't really get to see that, there's a book by this guy, and
right.
It's out there. So networking is very important, and I suppose you got to start marketing yourself pretty much as soon as you're starting a book.
I think so, and that's something that I think a lot of writers or sort of independent authors, I think we have this tendency, we want to sort of stay in our own little niche in our own room and do our own thing, but the antithesis of that is actually what's better for us, I think, is that we try to reach out to people, we work together and and collaborate. And so kind of to that end, I want to ask you a little bit about some practical advice, because one of the things you had told me is that you had used like styles for document formatting in Word, and and there were some ways that you knew that were easier to get your book out there. Steps that you were able to take that kind of saved you some time. Do you have anything like that to share?
Yes, word styles are basically formatting presets that you can set the font size, you can set line spacing, you can set margins, you can set all this kind of information within these styles, and then just quickly you select and set the style for a specific set of text, and then you've got these presets there so that you can use them repeatedly very easily throughout the document. So, like chapter headings are like place and timestamps and all that kind of stuff, where you might want to have settings that you want to use repeatedly, then you can just have those sitting there ready to go.
Definitely. And because one of the things that I also see is when people are formatting their own books, so many of them seem to have this huge problem with it, that it takes them forever. And the truth is, as you know, when you use like a universal style, then that just changes everything that's under that style, and you're all done, no matter how big your book is.
Yeah, even if you do want to make changes to how the format, if you make changes to the style, then that'll automatically reflect throughout the book. So it is very easy actually, and it also one other thing for places, if you're going to independently publish like I did, like with Smashwords or Kindle Direct Publishing or what have you, then using styles will actually help them convert your book, convert the Word document into a usable ebook format.
Which is certainly what you want. So you're going to have to do it anyway. Now, you had worked with a cover artist. Do you feel that has helped you?
I I'll say this outright. I have no graphics ability whatsoever. I draw and it's like a shaky, squiggly line of the shape. So if I did it myself, the book cover would absolutely be nothing like what I have now. So it is definitely working with people who either or you might have to pay for, but if you know you're deficient, if you know you don't have the skills, then definitely go and do that and get them to make it. But if you have some skills, they definitely have some more. They definitely they do this for a living, like graphic designers and that kind of thing, so that they at least get some advice or talk to them about it, because they might give you an idea you never thought about.
Absolutely. And again, this is, this again goes back to collaboration. It goes back to networking, that, we need to reach out to people who are experts in the field, or at least are certainly more expert than we are, and that'll help us. And, and of course we promote them and we help them out too. So, it's a win-win all around. So anyway, I'm sorry.
You'll notice in the back of my book, there's a lot of these things. You're on there, and a lot of other people that I've listed by their first names. Those people have at least helped some way in getting my book ready and out there, helping with the graphics, or just encouraging me, or just even just going over it for a quick look to see if there's like an I and E placed around the wrong way or something like that.
Absolutely, that there's a lot of valuable help out there. So anyway, we are out of time, but I did want to thank Andrew Gilmour, and once again, this is Janet Gershon-Siegel, the Lonely Writer, because an independent writer never has to be alone. So thanks so much for listening. Bye-bye.